Okay, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay, fine. So, very good afternoon to one and all. Actually, in the morning we had conducted one lecture again, and again we are coming for the same. So now we are moving towards the Pashtun law, okay, which is the part of our syllabus, and it belongs to the second unit, right? So let us focus on the Pashtun law, and then we'll understand other parts of other syllabus. Okay. So first thing that as already we had covered till all the things. So now here we'll see the Pashtun law and other things of the second unit. So as already I explained that why it is named as a Pashtun law. So introduction I already done with you, and as the scientist, the German physicist Louis Carl Heinrich Friedrich Paschen, he was worked on the electrical discharge, and then he had developed some strategies, he had stated some laws, and also he is known for the Paschen series. So that series of the hydrogen or some of the spectral lines in infrared region, so he had observed in first at 1908. So that is why it is a Paschen law. Then in his Paschen law statement, he told that or whatever his equation was there, that equation gives the breakdown voltage value at this breakdown voltage, whatever be the voltage necessary to start the discharge, or we can say the electric arc that is in between two electrodes in a gas, will be the function of a pressure and a gap length. So what exactly he tried to explain, that whatever be the breakdown voltage is there, that voltage is nothing but what? It is a voltage, means that voltage which is required to initiate the electric arc or to start the discharge in between two electrodes. So whenever, whatever be the pressure in between these two and whatever be the length difference between these two electrodes, the multiplication of these two, or we can say the function of this pressure and the gap length, is nothing but what? Breakdown voltage. So here you can see as Vs, that is breakdown voltage, is equal to function of potential, whatever the pressure as well as the gap length, and that equation as well as whatever be the statement, that is known as a Paschen. So whatever be the equation we are currently seeing on the screen, that is Vs is equal to function of P and D. P stands for the pressure, D stands for the gap length, and that equation also shows whatever be the sparking potential, that is V, that V is a function of pressure and a gap length. So here you can see, however, doing a study of Paschen law, we can understand whatever be the breakdown voltage is there. So this breakdown voltage we can see here. So that breakdown voltage initially, however, that whatever be the function of P and D, it is less. So for first half, whenever it is starting at that time, it is a inversely proportional, but after that it is going linearly increasing with respect to whatever be the potential difference, whatever be the function of pressure and we can say gap length, or the distance between the gap. Okay. So we'll properly already studied that graph, and we had already identified for the different gases, like a helium, like a neon, like argon, like a hydrogen and a nitrogen. So here you can see in the color that blue color is nothing but what? All are having a same structure. Like you can see it is coming down initially, and after that, however, that whatever be the function of pressure, the gap length, however, that is increasing at that time and particular moment. After the 10 raised to, I think, 1, after that it is going to increase gradually. So as per the color there, helium, neon, argon, then hydrogen and nitrogen gases curve has been shown in the figure. So what necessary requirements are there for the Paschen's law? So we can say there are already some free electrons in at a cathode, as already we had seen that it is the anode and cathode. So at this cathode level, there are some electrons which are moving freely, and that electron can accelerate to trigger the whatever the ionization procedures there. That time we can say that is a seed electrons. That is a seed electrons, and that seed electrons can be created with the help of cosmic X-ray or the cosmic background. So whatever be the free electrons is achieved by the whatever be the impact of the ionization. So due to that, we can say Paschen's law will not be valid if whatever be the external sources are connected to create or to accelerate or to trigger the impact in ionization. So such kind of things can be created with the help of secondary electrons. And there is important concept which comes, that is a photoelectric effect. So due to that, there will be a photons which will be colliding on a free electrons, and then this free electrons will become a positive ion, or we can say electron. So then that has a experiments, and already we have talked about that. So here the important is that corona discharge. What does it mean by it? Is nothing but what it is a one kind of discharge which will occurs at a surface of a conductor. So now, as we know that if our electric field is uniform in a motion or uniform in a conduction, that time, if suppose there is a little voltage or gradual increase in a voltage across the gap, whatever produces a breakdowns of the graph, that time whatever be the discharges will be there, that will be the preliminary as first stage. So, and second thing, we can consider that if suppose my field is a non-uniform, so at that time, if suppose I will increase my voltage, then that time first thing that will cause a discharge in a gas. Why? Because at that particular point of moment, that highest electric field intensity will get applied, and due to that, there will be a sharp points, or there will be a we can say electrodes or the transmissions line. So that is having a certain certain cause of the corona discharge, certain cause of the corona discharge. So such kind of discharge will be known as a corona discharge, and it can be observed with the help of the bluish luminance. Means we can say there may be a bluish luminance, and that can then with that we can identify this is nothing but what, this is a corona discharge, right? So whatever be this corona discharge phenomena, that can be identified with the help of hissing noise, and if suppose whatever be the air surrounding to the air surrounding to the that conductor, that will having a ozone in its atmosphere, and the ozone will be there. So due to that, this phenomena, that corona discharge playing a major role in a power system. So that corona discharge is majorly responsible for the losses of the power from high voltage transmission line. So whenever we are transmitting electricity from generation to the transmission to the distribution to the consumer end, at that moment we can experience such kind of loss due to the corona discharge, and such kind of losses will lead that deterioration of insulation. So as we are having a little knowledge about the colliding of electrons or colliding of ions and another neutral ions, so that will create a positive ion. So like that way, in case of the corona discharge, what will happen? First thing that will happen, that a create a losses in a power which is flowing from transmission line, and the second thing, we can see the deterioration of insulation due to the whatever be combined action was there due to the bombardment of multiple ions through on each other. And due to this bombardment, or we can say due to this deterioration, we can see there may be a chemically degradation, or we can say chemical formation during such kind of discharges. Okay, so that corona also gives that rise to radio interference. Means what? Already in last lecture, already we have seen that radio interference means what? Means as this is a conductor, and they do a surface of this conductor is surrounded by the corona discharge, and if suppose another one radio line is going near to this, or telephonic line is going through this, then it will spread its electric magnetic field towards this another line, and that time it may get interfered. So that is simple concept of the radio interference. So the frequency of this electromagnetic field will get attached with another, and that time you can see there may be a rising radio interference, and that may cause a losses in our power system. Okay, so whatever be the voltage that is required to produce that visual DC, or we can say visual AC corona in the air, or we can say at a conductor surface, that may be known as a corona inception field. And such cases there will be a we can say it can be given for a parallel wire. So like that, here we can see the radius ER will be equal to 30 MD 1 plus 0.301 by under root dr. So where we can see M is nothing but what, that surface regulatory factor, and which is almost around 1, and D is nothing but what, it is a relative air density. So with the help of that, we can approximately find out the parallel wires with the or we can exactly approximately find out the corona inception field, right? So this is all about the corona discharge, and we can understand in corona discharge that whatever be the high voltage conductors are there which are having very high pressure, so there may be a difference between whatever be the visual appearance of the corona under both polarities at a certain applied voltage. So when, if suppose we'll consider that voltage polarity is a positive, that time your corona will have a bluish white shade over, and all over the whatever be the bluish white sheet over on the conductor surface, that may get uniformly distributed. So on the next hand, if suppose my voltage is at negative polarity, at that time instead of bluish there will be a reddish growing what we can say spots will be distributed on the surface of this transmission line. So two important things we understood from the corona discharge, that first one is if voltage is positive, another one is if voltage is a negative. So in such cases, in positive we will see the uniform bluish white sheet over around the conductor. Second, if voltage is my negative polarity, then my corona will be like a reddish growing spots. So that will be distributed over the surface of the conductor. So if suppose we'll do the investigations or we'll do the research on that, that time we'll see whatever be the gaps in that air, that will show us the negative, as well as whatever be the corona appearing at a pulses, so means a tracheal pulses. So tracheal pulses means what? Means whatever be the gaps in the air that will be shown by the negative polarity or point of the negative, and at that time corona will appear. So that may be known as a pulses, which is tracheal pulses. So means whatever be the observation we will take into consideration while the voltage or the applied point is a positive, that time the corona current will increases with steadily with voltages. Means my voltage will become steady, and that time my corona inception current will get a little bit high and high. So at a particular sufficient or at a particular voltage level, whatever be the current amplification that is increases, that is rapidly with the voltage. So up to about around 10 raised to minus 7 ampere, I can say 100 microampere, after which that current will become a pulsating. So this pulsating current will become a repetition in frequency, and that repetition in frequency will be about 1 kilohertz. So that will become, or that will create a small burst. So that burst is nothing but what? Burst corona. So that may be known as a burst corona. Why it is happening? Because it is happening due to the current amplifications with which is increasing rapidly with the voltages. So due to that, there is a bursting, or I can say small bursting. So that small bursting can be known as a burst corona. Okay. Then as we know that again another thing that is here we can see the gap spacing, and you can see the breakdown as well as corona inception characteristics for these pair gaps as well as the plane gap. So first thing that whatever be the small spacing, you can see in the first region there is a small spacing. Okay, in this region you can see. Yes, this is the small region one, I can say. Okay, so in this region what is happening? In this region my field is uniform. You can see my field is uniform, and whatever be the breakdown voltage is there, that is mainly depend on the spacing. So whatever be the spacing of is there, that is totally depends on this field. Okay, then at second stage here you can see, and this space in this state at this level where my field is a non-uniform, and my breakdown voltage, that is again depending on the whatever spare diameter, that is d, that spare diameter, and whatever be the spacing, that is I will show you here. So whatever be the gap spacing will be like that much, and whatever be the spare diameter, that will be considered for the when field is a non-uniform. Okay, so in last region we can say, in third region, that region is stands for the when we can consider that my field is a non-uniform, and whatever be the breakdown that is proceeded by the corona, that should be controlled by the spacing, so that whatever be increase here, you can see that is increasing. Okay, so means that spacing is getting to increase, and that can be most important thing, and that is totally depends on the diameter of a sphere, that means sphere diameter. Okay, so that that care has to be taken. So whatever be the diameter and the spare spacing is there, that should be important for the corona discharge characteristics or corona insertion characteristics. So now breakdown in a non-uniform uniform fields. So how is that going to happening? So in case of the non-uniform fields, like if suppose there is a coaxial cylinder or a point plan or a spare plan, so in that cases, as we know that the Townsend's first ionization coefficient, that is alpha, which is varies with respect to gap, means my gap is if increasing, that time my alpha, that means my first ionization coefficient will get increased. So as we know that the alpha and d, so d stands for the distances. So in the Townsend's criteria, we can rewrite that with respect to 0 to d time period and alpha dx. So in that cases, it will becomes like a we can say here we will have a proper here. So we'll have a proper a gamma exponential integration 0 to limit d a dx minus 1 is equal to 1. So from this real point of view or practical point of view, we can say whatever be the high voltage we are going to measure, and however the protection of electric apparatus like a transformer we are going to do, that time whatever the we can say breakdown voltages are there, their breakdown voltage can be depends on the humidity, or we can say whatever be the impurity in a air, that may be considered. Okay, so in case of the road gap, at that time again that field will be the non-uniform, while in case of the spare gaps, that case your field will become in uniform. And if my gap is a very small as compared to my diameter, then and also then your total breakdown, that means we can say it is in happening in non-uniform way. So in case of the spare gap, the whatever breakdown voltage is there, that is not going to depend on a humidity, and that is also independent on the voltage waveform. So as we know that whatever be the time lag that will go into farm, that is around 0.5 microsecond, and even that is 5% to the over voltage. So we can say whatever be the spare gaps that has been used for the peak value, or we can say the breakdown voltages, that will be used for the measurement purposes. Okay, so I think it is clear that in a breakdown in non-uniform fields, it is very easier that whatever be the Townsend's criteria, that was exponential ADX minus 1 is equal to 1. So that equation we have taken here for the re-amplification and implementation, and that kind of way we are considering here that whatever be the uniform field is there, that is we are considering here only non-uniform. So in that cases, your spare gaps will be also uniform, and whatever be the diameter of the spare, that is going to less. So this is all about the second unit. Okay, now we'll slightly move towards the unit number 3. So firstly, we'll see the syllabus of the unit number 3. So this is unit number 3, like a conduction and breakdown in liquid and a solid dry liquid. So what is going to be understand in that? The liquid, how it is become, how it is using as a insulator, then conduction and breakdown in pure liquid, and conduction and breakdown in commercial liquid, intrinsic breakdown, the electromechanical breakdown, then thermal breakdown, then breakdowns of solid dielectrics in practice, as well as the breakdown of composite insulation and solid dielectric used in a practice. So these are the number 3 unit, and already we have covered that part before our ICE examination, and also multiple questions has been shared with you. So here in this scenario, how this liquid dielectric will be used as the insulator, or the medium of the insulation is liquid. So here we will understand, as we know that this liquid is having inherent properties or electric properties, and also that whatever with the liquid as well as the solid, that are almost 10 raised to 3 times having their density more than the gases, as well as whatever be the as already we have seen, whatever the Paschen's law, and the liquid and solid that may follow that Paschen's law very highly. So due to that, their dielectric strength that is very high, and it is around 10 raised to 7, or we can say, I can say 100 mega volt per centimeter. So like all liquids means like gases means, suppose if we fill it to the volume, and that has to be insulated, so they may dissipate the heat, and the uh, type of the heat dissipation is again the convection, right? So hold on a second. Fine. So here now in liquid, the important insulator is a oil. So as we know that the oil is morely efficient as compared to the nitrogen, as compared to the gases, and it's compared to the air. So because why? Because the heat transfer capability, whenever we are talking about the transformer, that time whatever be the oil we are putting there, or whatever be the winding or elements are immersing into the water, even into the oil, that may get a heat transfer capability. So due to that, that liquid are expected to have very high dielectric strength, which is around 10 megavolt per centimeter. But in current scenario, we can see that is around 100 kilovolt per centimeter. So that liquid dielectrics are mainly imperfect for the high voltage cables and capacitors. So whenever we are thinking about to fill up the transformer, fill up to the circuit breakers, so that time that liquid dielectrics will act as a transfer agents in a transformer, and also these are the arc quenching medium in a circuit breakers also. Because whenever there is arc quenching, so you have might see understand learn that oil circuit breakers or OLCB. Okay, so like that way we can say whatever be the naphtha oil or petroleum oil used in a transformer, so that is mostly used for the liquid dielectric. So such cases we can, for the high temperature, we can use the silicon oils also. So in current scenario, if suppose we'll talk about the some vegetable oils and all the ester oils, that time there is some polychlorinated diphenyls. We can say there's ascarel. So that ascarel is very toxic and poisonous. So there has been whatever be the use of these ascarels has been stopped due to its toxic property. So in currently there is a synthetic fluid, that is synthetic fluid, means it is named as a middle. So that middle has been developed for the for replacement of the ascarel. So that liquid dielectrics currently it is a mixture of hydrocarbons and the and means it's used for the electrical insulation purposes, where we the atmosphere is free from moisture, then the product of oxidations and the other contaminants we can consider in case of this use of metals. So whatever be the important parameters that are considering, that is electric strength of insulating oil, when it will have some water droplets into the oil, and that time even the presence of 0.0% 1% water in a transformer oil, that it will also reduce the electrical strength to 20% of the dry oil. So that is the major benefit of the middle, and the dielectric strength of the oil that may reduce sharply if it will have some fibrous impurities, or we can say some additions in a water, then it may get will have a suddenly sharply it will be down. So this transformer oil, it is a mostly used for the liquid dielectric apparatus, and also whatever be the isoparaffins or paraffins or naphthamethanes, okay, or naphthalines or aromatics. So all that places when we use that into the service, that time whatever be the temperature, that should be around 95%, and we can see there may be a gradual aging process in case of this kind of the transformer oil. So with the time, whatever be the oil becomes means as time will fall, so at that time it will, this oil will become an acid or resins, and some of that acid will become a corrosive, so that may impact on the metal parts of the transformers or the solid parts of the any kind of apparatus. So such kind of these whatever be the oils or liquids we are using, that can sludge our transformer core, and so whatever be the ducts are there, so it can reduce whatever be the flow of oil, and thus whatever be the heat transfer capability that is having with that we have talking, that is reducing. But as per the Indian standard or the specification as per the given years, it has been tested under such kind of the strict specifications, right? So kind of factors we will understand, and before that there should be some electrical properties for these dielectric whenever before the determining performance of the oil. And that should have, firstly, it's a capacitance per volume, means its relative permittivity, means epsilon 0. Then it's a resistivity, mean it's rho. It's a loss tangent, means tan delta, or it's a power factor, means that wherever we can see whatever be the power loss indications under the AC voltage applications. And it should have ability to withstand with the high electric stresses. So these all are the property, electrical properties of these oils or dielectric liquids. So they are elaborated here as the permittivity should be 2 to 2.6. Then whatever the dielectric strength or parameters, so electric whatever be the dielectric that is having applications. So that is depend on, again depends on the whatever be the atomic structure that is given. So whatever be the molecular properties are having, so that liquid, as per the liquid quality, it is depends on that. So in case of the controlling matter of a breakdown strength, at that moment we can see whatever be the electrical breakdown in the this liquid dielectrics, that has to be discussed here. So firstly we will consider the pure liquid. So whatever be the pure liquid we are taking into the conduction and breakdown purpose. So when there is a very less electric field, at that time 1 kilovolt per centimeter are applied, and whatever be the whatever be conductivities, like a 10 raised to minus 18 to 10 raised to minus 20, that has to be calculated, and whatever be the impurities that are remaining present in after the purification, so that may also elaborated and eliminated. And whenever we will think about the whatever field is there, so for that field, whatever be the voltage strength or gradient is there, that is near to 100 kilovolt per centimeter, and such conditions should not be near to the breakdowns. So this is very more important thing. So whenever we will see that whatever be electrons generating to the interfaces, or electrons generating to because of the liquid, and whatever be the impurities are there, and due to that whatever be electrons are generating, that may increase in a current. So why? Because due to that your breakdown will get or your breakdown may be there. So due to that we can say whatever be the electrons are liberating, that may get multiplied, and due to that you will see whatever be the Townsend's primary and secondary ionization that you can observe into such kind of things, or such kind of dielectric liquids. So if suppose we can say, if breakdown field is approached, and that time your current will rise suddenly, and like us the primary in ionization processes, and whatever be the positive ions will reaches to the it's a cathode way, or we can say from anode to cathode it may lead, and at that time whatever breakdown voltage in the field, that is maybe depends on the gap separation, how the cathode working, or how cathode work function, work functionality is there, and how the temperature of the cathode is remaining present. So all that important things we need to think. And also last thing, that is liquid viscosity. So means whatever be the influence of this breakdown over the strength of fluid, that is again important issue. So these all things we need to take into consideration. While we can see here, like here, whatever be the conduction current, which is here at initially when field is normally zero, and whenever inserting field, it is gradually it is going to increase. So that type you can see for the hexane. Okay, so hold a second. Yeah. So that conduction again, it is having a some theories. So that theories may be a suspended particle mechanism, then cavitation and bubble, then stressed oil volume. So firstly, we'll go for the suspended particle mechanism, SPM. So in a commercial liquid, we know there will be a solid impurities, and that impurities will be present as a fiber, as a solid particle. So like that way, it will have a permittivity of these particle will be, I think it is different. And how it is different, because as it's having some fibers and some solid materials involved into this commercial liquid. So due to that, permittivity of the liquid means epsilon 1, that will be the different. Now suppose we'll consider that impurities to be a spherical particles of the radius r, and if suppose we are applying the voltage or field, that is E, then what will be the practical means whatever be the force that is we are going to direct, how we can calculate that. So if suppose my epsilon2 is greater than epsilon1, in that cases my solid particles like a paper that are in a liquid, I can say. Okay, in the next part we can see that if suppose there is only bubbles that are available in a liquid, that means what? That means my epsilon1 is greater than epsilon2. So in that cases, whatever be the force available there, that is having a lower stress. So if these whatever applied voltage is continuously, or we can say for the long duration we are applying on that time these particles will have or will pass towards the maximum stress. So if the number of particles that are having a very large number or large amount, so they are trying to forcefully they are trying to align to each other. So if they will align to each other, that time there will be a stable chain bridge, or we can say some electrode gap, which will cause a breakdown between the electrodes. So if there is only single conducting particle, that means there in between electrodes, we need to find out, we need to see where it is rising for the field enhancement, or it is depending on its shapes. So if its field exceeds, and we will understand whatever the gas bubbles are occurring due to this field what we can say field enhancing. So due to that there may be a gas bubble. So next one, that is again cavitation and bubbles. So as many researcher has done an experiment, and they have observed in a many liquids, whatever be the breakdown strength is there, that is totally depends on the hydrostatic pressure. Also, whatever be the medium that we have used in a we use it for the breakdown processes. So in another language we can say that vapor bubble which is formed, that is also responsible for the breakdown. So how these vapor bubble are forming? So first the gas packets at the surface of electrode, then electrostatic repulsive forces between space charges, which may be sufficient to the overtension. So another gaseous products due to the dissociation of gaseous liquid molecule to the electrons, the collision, and vaporization of the liquid by corona type discharge. So in such kind of things, or such kind of irregularities, we can say there may be an electrode surface. Okay, so once we will understand, once there will be a formation of bubble, and if this bubble is formed, then it will elongate in the direction of electric field. So this is very important theory, that is a cavitation and bubble. Then last theory, that is a stressed oil mechanism. So here again, if suppose our commercial liquid which is having a very high stressing of the impurities, so that time their breakdown strength will be determined with the help of the tank or weight tank. So in such cases you can see the stress oil volume, so power frequency that is available here, and you can see how this breakdown stress as a function of stressed oil volume. So first you can see that the dotted line, that is the with steady state, and the crossed line, that is a 1 minute withstand voltage. So here you can see, this is a 1 minute withstand state, and sorry, this is a steady state, and another one, that is the line which is the downside, that is a 1 minute withstand state. So it is again state slowed, means what? Means whatever the breakdown voltage is there, that will be highly appreciated or approached to the gas content whatever present in the oil. So that oil which having again viscosity, that means it is having a more number of impurities. So that impurities means what? Means it will be the uniformly distribute, and it will increase the stress oil volume. So in that we can see result, we can see there will be a breakdown voltages. Okay, so that variation here we have seen into the figure. Then intrinsic breakdown means what? Means whenever the whatever voltage we will apply, so then we had seen the intrinsic breakdown. So here for the shortest duration we are applying the voltage, and whenever we are applying the voltage for the shortest duration, at that time the dielectric strength of the solid dielectric that will increases, and in case of these some of the ranges that will get extended. So in such kind of things, if suppose there are some major specifications like a electrical strength, what is which is a 15th megawatt volt, and also these used for the polyvinyl alcohol for the minus 196 degree temperature. So all that impurity atoms or molecules we can see, which will act as a trappings or act as a conductor electrons, which are coming around this range of the electric field as well as temperature, right? So when another that solid dielectrics which are again subjected to the high electric field. So then in that case, how this electromechanical means what? Means there is some electrostatic force or electrostatic stress and some mechanical compressive stress. So due to that electrical, if suppose that thickness of this sphere or the thickness of the conductor that will get reduced, then there may be a breakdown and it will have impact into its equilibrium. So here you can see the Young's modulus. So Young's modulus status that what is the Young's modulus? That is again here in front of you. That is epsilon 0, epsilon r, and v square by 2d square is equal to y natural log d naught by d. So here y stands for the Young's modulus. So Young's modulus means what? As we know that it will solve that, already we have solved that. So d by d naught is equal to 0.6, and vice versa. If we take the reciprocal, it may become 1.67. So maximum electric stress before the breakdown we can calculate, and above this equation only we have one value, that is a mechanical stress, and our whatever Young modulus is there, that is again depending on the mechanical stress. Okay. Next will be the thermal breakdown. So means what? Thermal means what? Temperature. Temperature means what? If suppose my solid dielectric is there, or we can say whatever be the breakdown voltage is there for the solid dielectric, I will increase, and its thickness also I will increase. So at that time, surely it is going to happen that certain thickness, which is a particular, after a certain limit, it is going to generate a heat. So at that time, whatever be the electric field that is applying for the dielectric conduction current, so that means it may become a it may rise this temperature, and if suppose my heat is going to generate it, then it is going to transfer to the surrounding medium. So due to that surrounding medium, if suppose heat is transferring, that time whatever be the conduction is occurring through the solid dielectric, and whatever be the radiation that are from the outer surfaces, that may get reached, and that heat will be used to rise the temperature of dielectric. So in such cases, whatever be the of calculation or some formula is there, so that we can set up this thermal breakdown for the upper limit for the increase the voltage breakdown. So whenever thickness of our insulation will be also increasing, so like that way WDC is nothing but a square okay, square sigma, and it is a conductivity of specimen. So you will get the heat generator. So for the heat generator, WAC means for the AC, however heat power is generated. So that is calculated and you will get the heat dissipated given by as Wt and dt by dt by dt plus divergence k gradient T. So like that way you will get the detailed idea about the thermal breakdown. So where we can understand whenever the breakdown will occur when my WDC or WAC that are exceeds than the my thermal breakdown. So thermal instability condition as shown in the figure you can see here. Yeah, in figure you can see or you can identify that E1 and E2 both are the fields that are and heat generated will be heat will be generated at these fields. So at a particular point of E2, that breakdowns will get occur, and at a temperature region you can see there is a three regions T0 to TA, TA to TB, and T0 to TB. So here we can see that whatever be the power loss under the AC fields, so that will be around at that moment the heat generation is a more, and there may be a chances of the thermal breakdown stresses, and under such conditions we can say there may be a thermal breakdown stresses which will be the lowers, right? So this is again the breakdown of the solid dielectric in practices, so that we have already seems like a electromechanical breakdown which is caused due to the electrolysis in the transformer. So all that things already we have understood. So this is as a revision part, will not focus more. Then chemical and electromechanical deterioration means due to the oxidation, due to the hydrolysis, due to the chemical actions, there will be the degradation. So in such kind of presence of the air or gases, there may be impurities in these dielectric materials. So there may be a chemical changes, and due to that there may be a chemical deterioration or electrochemical deterioration, and we can say there may get breakdown happen. So what is meant by treeing and tracking? So tracking already we have seen as my spark is generating and that is going to distribute over the surface. This is nothing but track. So whenever my solid dielectric is having some spark spreading during the tracking, that branches are nothing but what? Tracking. Yeah. So whatever be the presence of whatever be the surface of conductor, and at the moment if there is some conductor which is carrying whatever excessive amount of electricity to or excessive amount of high voltage or the high current, that is to the load impedance path, in such cases if suppose like a generation of heat and then we are becoming to dry, so that conducting film which is becoming a separate due to the drying purpose, a certain moment at the whatever be the carbonized region are available in a conducting materials, so that may result to or that may get stressed at the rest of the region. So this is again cumulative process, and we will understand each and everything by differencing or the measuring the distance between electrodes, and such kind of the phenomena will be known as a tracking, that already we had understood. Breakdown in a composite dielectric. So what does it mean by composite dielectric? So means whatever be the electrical equipment which will not consist one more than one insulation. So if an insulation system as we will consider wholly, at that time one thing is important, that uh, more than one or two insulating materials has been used, and these are around as a surface as air as SF6 gas, so that are again somewhere it is in a series or somewhere it is in a parallel, and this the insulation system will get become known as a composite dielectric. So as it is in nature, it as its name suggests that whatever be the single materials or a particular materials that has to be normal volumes for the another present in their weak tank, or we can say if suppose there is a bulk requirement, and that case will understand that the such apparatus or the cables or the capacitors or transformers maybe uses the breakdown in a composite dielectric. So that little theory part, solid dielectric used in practice, and that all organic, inorganic, synthetic, that already we had seen. So this is all about the unit number 3. Okay, and with that note, we'll stop today here for the unit number 3. Okay, for next lecture we'll go for the unit number 4 and unit number 5. So maybe tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow there may be our another revision lecture, and all should attend the class. Okay, so let us wait to let me take your attendance. Okay, one more thing. I will upload last unit objective test. Okay, so that test you all should just let me check whether last tutorial all of you have attended or not.
Recording in progress.
Okay, till now, just a second. Okay, 56 students have been given a unit number 5 test, online test for 5/5. Okay, so those who have remained, kindly complete this test as early as possible. And at 4:30, I will upload another test on a group. Okay, so that will be the last. Okay, so all should just take care that you will appear for the test. So we'll stop and you can leave the class.